thumbnail. See if I can do this. Hey peeps, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the sewing room. I have finally finished hemming and leveling and sewing the 8 dresses that were next to me, and they're gone. There is not a kind of like half a wardrobe hanging down there. So I now need to film my lookbook and the intros and outros for the leveling video, but I'm getting my eyelashes done tomorrow, so I'm going to do it after that. So today I'm trying to think what I am going to do, and I kind of last night was thinking that maybe I should get out some of the stuff that needs altering. I have got 4 dresses and 2 pairs of trousers. So the 2 Decades of Style Empire waist trousers, I actually think I need to bring in the waistline on them a little bit, because at the moment it fits at my waist at the top, but then I've graded it out way too quick because it's supposed to be 3 inches above the waist. So I need to just nip that in a little bit, and I think that will help them to fit a bit better. 2 of the Vogue 8942, I think it is. I'm probably got that wrong, but when I've made those, they are just a little bit big underneath my bust. They fit my bust well, they fit my waist well, but the underneath of the bust area, I would just like it to be a little bit more fitted. That's just because that's how I prefer those kinds of dresses to fit. So I need to unpick the linings of those, just take those princess seams in a little bit, like literally probably 3/8 of an inch, not a lot, but yeah, so I need to do that. Then I've got the 7972, the backless dress that I want to put rouleau loops in and buttons on the back. That's a bit more work. And then I've got my 9357 in the Lisa Chandler fabric that needs, it's just a little bit gapey here, so I need to undo the waist inside, undo the arm seams, just take in a little bit on the princess seam and then do the arm seams back up and hand sew the waist back down. So I've got lots of alterations to do, and yesterday I was thinking yeah I'm gonna get those done, and now today I'm just like no. So I think what I'm going to do today is put my sewing table away and get the cutting table out and get some knit patterns traced. I want to, in fact, I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to get out the ones that I want to do, because there's a few that I've already traced and that I know fit me, so I can just cut those out, but there's quite a few that I need to trace and I want to get them out to have a look and see exactly which ones they are. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the first one that I'm going to need to trace is the McCalls 8003. I featured this in the Get the Look for Less video. I am intrigued to see if View C is a bodysuit. I'm going to trace out probably the bodysuit and the longer line version. I do like the crop version, but I am at the moment not wanting to wear cropped tops. Then we've got the Grasser 810. I am going to slim the sleeves on this just a little bit, very much like Sew It Curly did, and I'm going to use her tutorial to do it, so I will link that down below. So I've got the DP Studios drape top, which needs tracing. Then we've got the Adrian blouse, the Renfrew top, the cowl neck top, the gable top, the wanted top, and then I will need to trace the Paola t-shirt as well. So I've got 4 to trace, and then 4 to trace and 5 just to cut out. So that is quite a lot, I admit, but oh no, hang on, yeah, 4 to trace and 5 to cut out. That is quite a lot, but I do have a lot of jersey up there and I do want to try and get some different t-shirts in, because the ones that I've already traced that I know I love, I could easily just use this fabric to make a load of those, but I do want to try some of these different ones, so that is why I'm going to give these 4 a go. So that is the plan for today. So we're going to need to put the sewing table away, get the cutting table out and start tracing out some stuff, which is not usually the most interesting thing for you guys, so I may do a kind of like trace one cut one, maybe do it that way, possibly, we shall see. That is an interesting pattern piece. That little weird doodad there creates the pleat in the sleeve that makes it look like the sleeve is actually open, but it's not. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully I have fabrics that are wide enough to cut it out. we shall see. That is the Grasser 810, the named patterns Paola, and the DP Studios drape top, all traced, and I'm going to work on this one next. And then I've realised I also need to do sew along, so it's going to be the 8145 and the 7659, which is a woven top, and then I have traced the 7538. I just need to cut it out, and I haven't been able to work out which fabric I want to do it out of as yet, so I'm thinking this might be a good one because I have kind of a bunch that sort of go together. I might even do it out of some of these turquoises, so it's like a range of turquoises. I'm not sure, we shall see. A few of you will remember the hangout a couple of Sundays back, not the last 3 weeks ago. We did a quick one, Nia and I, and then we went to the Wolverton Garden Fete or show, or it was very nice. So we were wandering around, lots of plants, lots of food and stuff like that to buy, but there was also wool. We managed to bypass it the first time around because I was, you know, I was like, I don't need any more wool, do not need any more wool. And then we kind of went and had a look when we met up with Mum again, and yeah. The very lovely Antonia was there. She had wool on skeins. She has actually made them into balls for me, which was really, really lovely of her. And this is the yarn called, or this is the colourway called Elven. I think I have that right. It's 4-ply merino wool. I think it's a blend. I'm not 100% sure how much of a blend it is, but it's absolutely beautiful. And it was £17 for 400 meters, and at the show she only had 2 in this colour, so I bought the 2, and then she said, oh, I think I have one of the same dye lot at home, and if you want to buy it, then, you know, just let me know that you bought them at the show and I'll pop it in the post to you. Or actually, because I live on the island, I get free delivery. She actually hand delivers. It turns out she was a bit worried it wasn't the same dye lot, so she's actually re-dyed or dyed some new ones for me, all in the same batch, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's going to work really, really well with, you guessed it, the Savannah collection, because it brings out the darker tones of the green leaf in the Monstera leaves. So I think that's going to look really, really lovely. So say it's 4-ply, so I need to find a pattern that works for 4-ply. I'm sure I've got more than, you know, more than a few saved in my Ravelry wish list, and Mum's currently working on one called the Ruffle Schmuffle in a gold Debbie Bliss merino blend wool, but she's not very much enjoying it, so she's kind of switched over to a Hearton cardigan for Big Bird's mum because she's not enjoying knitting that jumper quite yet. She says she'll probably get into it, but at the moment she's not enjoying it. The ladies just dropped these off for us. Like I say, if you live on the island you do get hand delivery, which is awesome. She's also going to be at the knitting and stitching show in Alexandra Palace, so I'm not quite sure of the dates of that, but that's coming up fairly soon, so she will be there as well. So make sure to keep an eye out for Strictly Knitting, and if you want, I'm going to list her website down below as well. And as I mentioned, this is the colourway called Elven, and yeah, it's absolutely lovely. It feels really, really soft, so I'm hopeful that I'll be able to wear this one next to my skin without it feeling really, really itchy. So we'll see. So yeah, that's exciting. That was very nice of her to come and deliver those. She basically took the 2 skeins that I bought at, or skeins, I'm not sure which is the correct one. She took the 2 that I bought at the show back and just gave me these 3, which, very exciting. Not sure if I want Mum to carry on with the gold one or start something on this. I'm gonna have to find a pattern for this, aren't I? I'm gonna have a look now through some Ravelry patterns for 4-ply and see what I can find.
One eternity later.
It turns out that it is actually a bodysuit, which is awesome. So I've traced out the long line version and the bodysuit version. I'm only going to make the long line version to start with because I'm going to need to do some serious tweaking to the bodysuit, because I think I probably want to turn it into a thong as well. Because with the best wool in the world, unless they're shorts, they just ride up and become a thong anyway, so yes, just going to embrace it. But I've traced this one out. That is the last one that I'm going to do for this evening. I have ironed the pattern pieces for this, but I am going to be doing a sew along for this, so I'm going to start tracing that out tomorrow when I'm nice and fresh. All of these have been cut out, but none of them have been altered. I want to actually add like a binding edge to this rather than just the turn it under and hem it, and the same for this edge here, just because I prefer the finish that you get, especially on a curved hem like this. I think I might try it to start with, we'll see, because I have got all the knit fabric out that I want to play with. So that was one that I got from the Festival of Quilts. It was like a, there's bits and pieces in there. It was like a remnant bag. And then I've got all my viscose jerseys from Minerva Crafts. I've got my sparkly knit from Lady McElroy. I've got my Lady McElroy Savannah jersey out as well. And then again, these are all viscose jerseys from Minerva Crafts. So I've actually kind of, you know, like emptied out half of one of these cubby holes. This one is still going to get made up, but I want to practice first before I cut into this one, because this was really, really expensive. So I'm going to use that pinky one there. And then this is going to be the wearable muslin for the McCalls 8145 sew along that I'm going to be doing. And if that works, I think I'm going to use in the sparkly for that one as well. I hope I have enough of that because I only bought a metre. I think that was silly. So it definitely seems like I'm cutting or biting off way more than I can chew, but knit projects are always really quick, and all of these except for one of the 7319 are going to be top, so they're all fairly small projects. So I'm thinking it might not be too much. My hand has been totally fine cutting things out today. It's still sore. I'm definitely noticing that I've been doing things with it that it's not used to, but it feels a lot better, which is great. And a few of you were asking why I was so banged up in the wars after the last video, and that's because Chiana got spooked by a cat fight in the garden and she was trying to throw herself out of the window, and I tried to stop her, and that was stupid. I shouldn't have tried to stop her. But then I couldn't let her throw herself out of a top floor window, so yes. But anyway, she savaged me. So yes, antibiotics. I am fine now, which is great. But I am very much excited about the emptiness that is happening back here. I'm hoping that I might be able to kind of consolidate this one and this one if I put these flat rather than rolled, so that I can kind of consolidate those two. This should move some stuff further along and add some more magazine files for patterns in at the end, because as you guys know, I'm trying to work through all this fabric and not add to it too much over the next year or so. That's the plan anyway. But yes, I want to try and empty these ones out, put in my magazine folders for pattern storage, and kind of get this down to maybe half, because I have 6 of these full, and yeah, it'd be nice to have just these 3 full. I think that might be slightly overly ambitious, maybe 4 full and 2 of patterns and 4 of fabric. That might be a better thing to aim for. That might actually happen. But yes, that's the idea. So that's been my day. Again, I'm sorry, no sewing at all, but there will be, once I've cut all those out, lots of sewing, and there will be a hangout this Sunday, which is going to be making up knit projects, because I have a lot of them, and sometimes that works out really well and I get like 4 things done in a hangout, and sometimes I only get 1 thing done in a hangout. We shall see. But on that note, I am going to call it a night, so I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of waffle that I have done today, and I will see you all tomorrow.